Okay. I'm quitting YouTube. I've wanted to quit YouTube so many times, and I've been burned so many more times. Despite being often in financial struggle, my mind just cannot stop focusing on succeeding here. I have an addiction, a gambling addiction to false hope and the validity of merit. Therefore, I think I might just cut the rope now, be an actual adult, and realize that some people like myself just weren't meant to be successful creators. At least by the end of this video, you'll understand why I failed and what I was trying to make of this channel, the new genre I hope to pioneer on this redundant platform.
Doing another vehicle tutorial, how to do this Batwing that I just made based off of the Arkham Origins one a little bit, not too much. For today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Batman Return to Arkham, which is 2 games, Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. The graphics of this game in Arkham Asylum, I'm just going to tell you now, it's so much better. It is way better. What's up guys, it's Demon here, back with another video. This is pretty much my own Arkham game. This is how my Arkham game would be. This is like how the map would be laid out. Hey, what's up guys, it's Damon here, back with another Batman v Superman video, and this is a very special one because this is a deleted scene from the director's cut. Lex Luthor in, the bloody water, and they see a alien, and his name is Steppenwolf, which is a elite general that works for Darkseid in the comics. And I really do think that this is a very, very good start for the DLC roundup for Fallout 4, and I cannot wait to see what DLC we're gonna get in the future. I honestly don't really know what I'd do without my channel. I think I'll be a very bored person, and that game has a poor representation of what the real Fallout universe is like, and that's what I'm trying to get with this map. I never talk about politics. It's that big of an issue that I need to talk about. If you don't know what net neutrality is, I could give you my opinion on Slick Moss' new video where he's explaining and disproving some things that people have about his video that he did a long time ago where he saw these images. He got concept art from the new Batman game.
Oh, honestly, fucking killer Banana, dude, 99, I swear to God, he used a fucking Dracovadon to fucking shoot me in the face.
Because just like this movie, just like us, you cannot judge a book by its cover. Todd Phillips succeeded in blurring the white and black lines, and while he created a great movie in general, I think he accidentally created one of the greatest comic book movies of all time.
I feel adrift, floating, like someone's pulled the stopper on my reality, and I'm sucked down the drain into something new.
Ultimately, this video is for me. It's a way to externalize how I feel about this platform, how it simultaneously provides so much hope for the creative spirit, then repeatedly crushes your dreams, how it asks so much of you for a reward not guaranteed. And so maybe this could be a warning call for those who think they should start YouTube. Let me start off by hopefully dispelling a few takeaways I do not intend by this video. Maybe stop a few people from leaving an angry comment, as I know they will, about how I'm self-entitled and should suck it up, although these comments would make the video perform better, probably. I've already heard this before. I mean, this is stuff I tell myself. I've already encountered the concept that small YouTubers will blame the all-powerful invisible algorithm for all of their problems without looking inward, actually looking at themselves. And statistically, I'm sure many of these people are misguided for that. I'm sure they are wrong. I'm sure it is something that they are doing. Unfortunately, this mistrust can go both ways. We cannot also insinuate that a small YouTuber's failure to grow is solely based on their personal performance, because we truly do not know how YouTube's algorithm works. It's very easy to blame the YouTuber because the YouTuber is an actual person, where the other side of the aisle is a conglomerate corporation. I mean, they're so professional, they must be doing it fairly, right? Entire channels are built around predicting what the new algorithm trend is and selling that to an audience who will very likely never succeed. None of these get big rich schemes even get big themselves, proving that hyper-analyzing the algorithm doesn't even work. YouTube and the overall tech industry is extremely manipulative, in some ways basing their models off of gambling habits. Yet instead of buying chips with money, you're buying a lottery ticket with thousands and thousands of hours of your time. Before you leave a comment blaming me for not being successful, I want you to understand what this video is actually about. Like, this is my last hurrah. Just watch the whole video. While I believe I should have done better on this platform, I do also believe that my performance is a direct result of my actions. This primarily pertains to my lack of consistency and focus. This channel is nearly 10 years old. I started off making Minecraft Batman tutorials and showcases captured by an Android tablet. No, not recording the screen of the tablet, literally recording my 720p flat screen TV hooked up to my Xbox 360. I would stack up all these books and like heavy objects and like try to make sure that the tablet was balanced, and I would like try to perfectly angle the camera to face the TV, but it was never perfect at all. Down the line, I would advance slowly. I would record with Xbox, and then I actually got a game capture card. So at that point, I was like super professional, and now it's OBS. Windows Movie Maker eventually became Vegas Pro, actually editing my videos, and the thumbnails were actually made with Photoshop. There was a distinct dedication to YouTube, a dream I always had, but knew was unrealistic. Yet not unrealistic enough that I wouldn't try.
People seem to be very adamant about whether Batman should kill or not, especially for those who believe he should kill made the longest comments, paragraphs about why it's stupid that Batman doesn't kill people, especially the Joker. Naturally, I want to go against the current and attempt to portray the unseen, that The Dark Knight is a masterpiece, but also absolutely isn't. This is part 4 of a series of videos where I articulate in depth what I like and dislike about Batman Arkham Knight. This isn't just Arkham Knight bad, it's to exemplify how to make great art in general. A flip of a coin and Catwoman's Revenge specifically illustrates immaculate and calculated environmental design that complements its narrative focus. Near the end of Act 2 of The Batman, Riddler has peacefully given himself up in a retro mid-20th century diner. The place is lit, yet empty, wedged in an alleyway it may not have consented to. For the dilapidation of a city failing to quell the great conflict that is human nature has not all been yet able to move on from the past. Because if that story resonates with you, a story about uncovering the truth, why not question the entertainment we consume on a daily basis? Why not question things that have been normalized to you? Why not investigate the truth? Aspects of the show do bode well as a deconstruction of the hierarchy of a modern corporation and the abusive power structures that keep its evolution safe. The nature of this artificial organism, an oxymoronic form of natural selection, is to exhaust its subjects because it's quite easy to be tolerant when you are tired. A setting that acts as a parody of humankind's worst mistakes and weaknesses, the game still fails to carefully craft a meaningful response to the horrors of Arkham, in a sense condoning the environments and actions depicted in the game through the narrative silence. Of course, some people will argue that representation isn't important at all, and I would say that's probably because they personally aren't being misrepresented in the media.
YouTube has a way of hiding the odds, presenting specific success cases that make you wonder if it's possible. But this isn't even the entire issue. Non-YouTubers don't really understand that the problem is multifaceted. It's not just that the odds are so low and unpredictable. It's that the system is fundamentally designed to force you to make a specific type of content, often content you don't even want to make. And even then, you can't be sure you're doing it right. It's so hard to understand whether you just haven't unlocked the potential of a content style, or that style is just straight up incompatible with the platform itself. It is borderline gambling with your passion, and time is your sunk cost fallacy. Why pay people to make content on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok? Why actually invest in the people who actively make your platform run, who make it popular, when you can just manipulate them to do it for free? Allow the news, established media, and a set of content creators to make millions, then leave the rest to toil for years of their life, hoping to even remotely make it to that level. I'm not saying this is an outcome for every single scenario, but it is an outcome that is probably the vast majority of the situations on YouTube. It is confirmation bias. You are seeing the channels that made it. Google unlocked free labor before any of the other tech companies. I want to go through some of the under-discussed problems with YouTube because, yeah, the algorithm is hard and it's a very low chance you're going to get recommended to people, and it's all about the low odds, but that's not the only thing, and it's kind of oversimplifying what the real problem is. Number one is the trends and meta. So let's get this straight. YouTube is not entirely about making your individual personalized content, then collecting an audience interested in that. It's not that simple at all. Yet they make it seem as though it is because, I mean, that just seems like the natural thing, right? That's kind of how it is in real life. You can try to do such a thing. In fact, I'm sure you can bring up examples of people who have done such a thing and succeeded. That's if they're telling the truth, by the way. I mean, why admit that you just caved into the algorithm and you got lucky with the algorithm, as opposed to you're a self-starter and you did it all on your own and you just worked really, really hard? The real truth is that your content is a compromise with the algorithm, and slowly the algorithm will make more choices about what your channel will be than you, if you want to be successful. It's more like trying to fight the algorithm to let you make what you want to make, having to piggyback off of trends or whatever YouTube meta there is currently and attempting to apply what you actually want to make over it. You know, a year or so ago, the current meta was long-form content, which generates nearly 3 times as much revenue and catches sleeping viewers more often. A recent meta was constantly changing thumbnails, maybe you remember that. So again, it's the other way around for the most part. You are not making content to reach people interested like you are in that often niche topic. Really, you are making content based off of what is trending and what the statistics tell you is more popular. Even if you push back, like I have tried so hard, I still account for the trendiness in many of my decisions here. I will turn down entire video ideas because I know that's just not going to do well. It does not matter that there is a vast amount of people that would enjoy a niche topic that isn't appealing to a current trend, which in total could reasonably support a healthy channel. A majority of these people will never see your channel in their life. YouTube is not good at finding those people for you, especially if your niche is within a larger, drowned out topic. At some point, you will start to cave in, make reaction content, news coverage, discussions to try to capture views from a trending topic. You may even experiment and try to merge the two content types together to just kind of support what you actually want to make, making that compromise. And then you face the cold reality that everyone else is trying to do the same, and your odds aren't even much better when you do cave in. Clear signs of success, clear signs that you are doing something right, absolutely, is just littered with statistical fallacies and confirmation bias and all these little variables that maybe made the video do well because of this other thing that you're not thinking of. Number 2 is the subscriber entrapment problem. Each video you upload will be displayed first on the YouTube Studio dashboard, which has a bunch of red, gray, and green arrows, kind of like a stock market. I've learned that out of the 100 or so metrics you can view in Studio, only like 3 of them are actually useful. It's so hard to tell. The system directly encourages you, literally asks you to look at what your subscribers want. It even has an AI generated section called quote-unquote inspiration. The designated way to do YouTube is to regurgitate and follow strict trends and formats. Please listen to this carefully. You as a person make a video with your own creative vision, and when you gain any followers who may have liked that content, YouTube then tells you that you have to cave into whatever that person also watches to enjoin your content with a broader content sphere to survive. This entrenches YouTubers into their niche. And by niche, I mean the kind of delegated niche that YouTube thinks you're in, the keyword niche, making their videos only do well with the established topics their subscribers like. I've tried on this channel to create videos about Fallout, Outer Wilds, Halo, and I even made 2 videos on my own game demo project at one point, trying to still retain the exact format that people liked in the Batman videos, but applying it to these other topics. But that just doesn't work. It's not the same topic. Hello, welcome to the official first devlog in my series on the Titanium project, which is my first ever attempt at creating anything that resembles a game. And as I approached it, a specific view hit me. Something about this image felt almost like nostalgic and iconic. And despite being in the same biome as the rest of the map, something stood out about the design of this area. This whole time, I had this unexplainable feeling, this weird vibe I got from this location that was not really important in the grand scheme of the game, a location literally on the edge of the map. But I think that's why I had this sort of feeling. I guess I could describe the feeling as a sense of nostalgia, escapism, and or immersion. Like everything was okay and I can just breathe in this virtual world without any care. Alien isolation. Do I even need to explain this one? I mean, the tone, the atmosphere and design of the world is a perfect adaptation and evolution of the films, and the user interface is not excluded. Most of the GUI you can interact with in this game is diegetic, meaning it exists in the world itself, like the cryptographic sequencer. The UI is basically, in a meta sense, an extension of the fictional UI created for all the computers and tech in this retro-futuristic universe. And I love that. That was a crazy sentence, but I fucking love that. The most important tool you have in Outer Wilds is curiosity. It's crazy to look back on the game and realize that the game gave me really no reason to go anywhere at first, yet I found myself racing through the spaceship and lifting off as fast as I could because I constructed my own countless goals. Not only did I cry at that burst of light, but I cried during the credits because it's amazing. It's a miracle that people were able to make a work of art so beautiful, something so special as this game. I would learn quickly after that Outer Wilds started out as Alex Beecham's master's thesis in college. A free demo was released for it and it had an amazing reception and it even won awards. I cried during the credits because I can look at Outer Wilds and say individuals made this. Individuals who truly cared about their work, their art. And because it is my dream that one day I will show up in the credits of a game that is as good as Outer Wilds. A while ago, I just totally abandoned the idea of making non-Batman related content because it would just bomb every single time. I eventually uploaded these videos to my second channel, and I would call it the Variety channel, where I could feasibly be more free to do what I want. I had some success there with an Andor and Fallout video essay, but I started to realize that I had to grow 2 channels at the same time, sort of wasting the growth potential by dividing my content up, and I knew that unless I really established the channel as a variety channel, the audience would be dominated with people interested not in me necessarily, but a specific keyword topic. It's not that they liked me for the Andor video, they like Andor. It's not that they liked me for the Fallout video, they just are really into Fallout. I basically abandoned the second channel. I took the introductory LEGO Batman levelism videos that I thought could kind of shift viewers, introduce them to this second channel, and I caved in by re-uploading it to this channel with a little bit more success. Obviously, I understand engaging with the audience, trying to appeal to an audience. I mean, it would be odd for a gaming YouTuber to suddenly start making cooking videos. But I'm not talking about something that drastic. The strict niche a niche that YouTube may not even be applying correctly, controls a lot of small decisions. It causes you to avoid experimentation, or only invite experimentation that you think would directly relate to whatever the hell the algorithm is asking you to do. Number 3 is keyword recognition. Ultimately, YouTube's algorithm is a little stupid, at least from what I've seen over a decade and just watching YouTube and also doing YouTube. I've realized that it's not actually that magical. It's kind of dumb. It doesn't understand format, it doesn't understand intention, creativity, insight, or aesthetics unless it ties into a specific keyword like video essay or review. But dare stray away from that style and you're totally dependent on how popular the topic is you're covering. The vast majority of the reason that a video will not do well is not because, someone looked at the thumbnail, didn't find it interesting, or they did click on it and the first 10 seconds wasn't interesting enough. It actually starts with YouTube itself. It starts with the people it selects to recommend your video to. Keyword recognition is probably my biggest problem with the algorithm. Take for example the Voxel Gotham series I made. The biggest factor in what will make those videos do well from my understanding is whether or not the building I'm doing is a keyword that is popular. Wayne Tower as a word for some reason is popular, and so that video does well. But that's not the point of the video, right? It's a larger whole. It's about Gotham City as a whole, but for some reason Wayne Tower is more important of a keyword than Gotham City is. I can put Gotham City in all of the videos and it doesn't matter. What happens before that, the people that YouTube chooses to recommend it to, that is the big thing, and I cannot control that. I cannot control the fact that YouTube does not recommend based on format a majority of the time. YouTube is surely recommending based on keywords like Batman and Arkham, and I have to somehow fight with the fact that I'm not trying to appeal to every single Batman and Arkham fan, because the content is more so for people who like creative projects and fan fiction in general. Maybe some of these people don't even like Batman or didn't think they liked Batman, but really like the format, and those people are not being captured at all. I don't even know how many of those people there are. Even within the Batman and Arkham kind of sphere or genre within the YouTube algorithm, a majority of the people are not into the kind of niche format I'm trying to do. So when this subset of people see it, they skip it. In turn, my video is flagged as undesirable and will not be further shown to that population. And that seems kind of democratic, right? It seems a little bit fair, but keep in mind that if it just kept recommending it, surely it would have found more people interested. YouTube simplifies itself. It makes its job easy by purely worrying about mass appeal and extreme generalizations of populations. These generalizations and these simplifications that we do by formatting things to a review or a commentary or these select formats or genres that are popular is we're doing circular logic. We're basically telling the algorithm that because it can track the format in a keyword statistic, it then makes people do that format. And then YouTube thinks that that format is good. And so people then do more of that format because they know the algorithm thinks that format is good. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a circular logic. There's so much confirmation bias in the YouTube algorithm. Have you ever been on the home page on desktop, or I guess even on mobile, and there's just so many videos that are in your watch later that you're going to fucking watch later? Come on, why are you recommending it? If I'm gonna watch it later, that's why it's in watch later. Or it's just a bunch of videos that keep getting recommended to you that you just don't want to watch. If you put not interested, right, which is something you can do for videos, or you say don't recommend channel or something like that, it doesn't know. It does not know what that means. It may just stop recommending that topic, but it doesn't have a replacement topic. It'll just recommend some of the other subset topics that it thinks you're into. It has no understanding of why you're not interested in the topic. It has no understanding of really any of the human conditions of it. All it knows is that, okay, the words that are in this video, that's why they don't like this topic, and so I'll just recommend less of that topic. It could even be that maybe you're seeing a bunch of Batman videos, for example, but they're all like the same topic or whatever. They're not the type of Batman videos you want to see. But when you click not interested, I'm fairly confident that it does not understand what you're saying. It doesn't get it at all. It's going to just stop recommending Batman content in general. And so it becomes increasingly obvious if you're on the homepage that the only way you can tell the algorithm what you want is by actively seeking out those videos, which the only way you're going to find videos really is with the search results, and the search results are absolutely destroyed these days. Like, it'll recommend the first 5 videos and then a bunch of like sponsored content. So often, like, you can't even search for the videos you want. Like, the audience doesn't know what they want. Obviously, they know the format they want, but they don't actually know the specific topics they want. And so they may not look that thing up. I mean, looking things up is just, it's derivative of the news format. And that's why news and news topics and discussions of news and reaction is so popular on YouTube, because it's statistically valid. As opposed to other things like, okay, I want to see creative content. What am I going to look up? Creative content in the search bar? Like, that's going to be so general, so broad, it's not going to have any clue what you're talking about. And so on the homepage, you'll just like try your best to like, okay, I'm going to try to find the rarest video out of this set to kind of make the algorithm like rethink itself. Because if you just keep reloading the page, it will just recommend the same stuff, but just in a different order. It will only update based on the videos you click on, but the videos you click on are based off of what it's recommending to you. It's another circular confirmation bias thing. So because of this simplification, because of this circular logic, I find it likely that most people's content is not reaching those who would enjoy it, but undercutting that content based on its mass appeal. Content isn't based on quality, it's based on mass appeal. I really want to reiterate this again. It's not just me making excuses. I am in defense of myself, as you'll see later, but it's not just excuses. I have failed on this platform because I was not willing to adapt to the algorithm's actual behavior. I'm not saying I should have succeeded here. My criticism is of the structure of YouTube itself, which I would not follow. I protested against it. Instead, I believe that if my content was just hyper fixated and passionate enough about my creativity, then it could surpass that barrier, that even though I accepted the harder task and would have lower odds, I could still succeed in the end if I was just passionate enough. But this just isn't true.
I don't know, I just really appreciate this channel. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope I can get even farther on YouTube eventually. And I'm trying to get farther on YouTube by doing the most moral, way, where you don't ask for everything, where you don't, go, oh, I freaking like the video, push the bell. I never really do that. I never really beg you for likes. I never do anything like that. And I don't really hate people that do that. I just feel like I love the people that can get through without having to ask for likes, without having to do all the, stupid giveaways with all that dumb crap. Telling you to push the bell every video. As I said in the first video, despite working extremely hard on these videos, I barely make any money off of them. In fact, these 2 videos won't make any money at all because I don't have 1,000 subs yet. If you believe in what I'm trying to argue by the end of this video, then please consider subscribing, because I try my best to genuinely care when it's profitable not to. The most frustrating part of criticizing YouTube is when people reply with some example of someone making it on the platform, someone who, quote unquote, came from nothing, like Mr. Beast or something. Mr. Beast used to make bad Minecraft videos, so that means anyone can make it if they just try hard enough. Here's the thing, it's a multifaceted problem. You have rare YouTubers who got lucky and makes for good confirmation bias about how YouTube is actually fair.
You have other YouTubers who try extremely hard to meet the needs of the algorithm and work for years and years, and it ends up working for them. Then you have other YouTubers who try the same thing, who work extremely hard and try to meet the needs of the algorithm, but just keep struggling forever. And then you have people like me who want to be artsy and basically avoid looking at statistics as much as possible. Not even going to lie, I've kind of morphed in between these different people. I have had periods where I did try my best to make mass appeal content in the Batman sphere. I tried covering trending topics like the Caped Crusaders, Suicide Squad, the Penguin, etc. I mean, there was a period in high school where I would just cover the Batman game leaks and stuff like that all the time and try to capitalize off of that, and it did better than usual, but nothing to an insane degree. It's kind of a coin toss most of the time. The Batman game we've been waiting for like 4 years is actually being announced this time. I'm not joking this time. It's not this weird thing where some YouTubers are hyping it up and then nothing happens. It is legit actually happening. Games are being announced. This video is for people who are excited and disappointed by the reveal of Gotham Knights. I've come to realize that this video and other feedback from fans is very important for the future of this game. These devs have been in isolation for years without sharing their creativity and hard work to the world. I'm hoping the developers can acknowledge the community's feedback, from the good to the concerns. It is very important to speak in the language of the developers, who have to present ideas to the team and big ideas to WB themselves. They are a business after all. I have a theory for the size of Gotham Knights. Some people have talked about the map size before, but not really. All we know are vague ideas that are really interpretable, like what is a whole city and how large is 5 boroughs to WB Montreal. Ever since we first got the holographic map in the trailer, I have been cross-referencing different parts of the city. Everything in blue is basically my theory, and everything that is bold that you can see is basically everything that is in the image is bold. Everything that we know. I've had a weird time with Gotham Knights. I've had a very weird time. I just can't believe that this is all this game really has to offer. So I failed here because 1, I didn't adhere to the algorithm, 2, I was just not lucky enough, and 3, maybe my content wasn't always pristine quality or out in quick succession. Maybe there is a human failure element to it. So that's another complication, the human failure. I have extremely bad consistency, which isn't just an algorithm issue, and I haven't always put 100% into every video. But let me explain why it's so hard to retain quality and consistency. I mean, this is probably the biggest factor in what makes content creation so dreadful. The first point is that YouTube will actually reward low quality, low effort, slop content. A while ago, I made a video listing all of the Batman villains I thought could work in the Batman Part 2. And I got like 80,000 views on that video. The video was insanely easy to make, some gameplay with the occasional image on screen with unscripted commentary. The video was just me giving preliminary opinions on people I wish were in the movie. And like, I thought the video was fine. I'm not criticizing that type of content. But in the future, when I'm working on a video essay and I'm considering how much effort I want to put into it, I think back on that video. You know, why should I put so much effort in if ultimately it's not always a deciding factor? Then there's the second point, which is closely related. I mean, you could put hundreds of hours into a video for it to absolutely fail. And it's a thing of like, you even based it on the algorithm. You even considered how well this would do in your demographic, and that's why you put so much time into it, and it still bombed. So when you are working on something, it can be discouraging to know that it is extremely likely none of the effort will actually matter. Maybe I did end up pumping out 10 videos a month. You know, maybe I actually hunker down and get 10 more Voxel Gotham videos out. Do I even know if it would work? Again, maybe the successes are just dice rolls and the format is actually invalid from the start. The Wayne Tower video did okay, and so now I think the content will work forever? I would need to hope that those videos get significantly more views than the past ones, because even if I made a bunch, The average view count that I have now is barely any money, as I'll discuss later. With this in mind, can you see how hard it is to stay consistent? I mean, it's like constantly gaslighting yourself. And I do have to say, in defense of my content, that some of the comments I get describe my videos as something really special on the platform. I remember seeing comments on my Andor videos saying that they were confused how I had less than like 100,000 subscribers or something. Some people genuinely reconsidered their own opinions after my videos. I mean, the people under the Wayne Tower Voxel Gotham video were absolutely ecstatic about the concept, literally begging me to keep going. And there's just other comments that are just extremely nice. Some of these comments really light up my soul. I'm very appreciative of the viewers who make it clear how much they value what I'm doing. But it just confuses me how people can be so moved by the content, literally confused at the view count, but the channel still does so poorly. Surely if the content was just that bad, that it's not performing well, then why am I getting feedback like that? To give myself credit, I had a plan for what my channel would represent, what my personal format would be. For a while now, I've been trying to construct a new type of format on YouTube that I would personally love to see more. See, the entertainment and gaming genre is filled with reactionary and experiential formats. You have reviews, trailer reactions, speedrun challenges, retrospectives, and video essays. But I'm an artist, so besides the video essay aspect, I don't personally want to make that content. There's nothing wrong with the content, I like watching it, but I don't really like to make it. So I plan to make a new type of content, one oriented around creativity and the experience of making art, not just criticizing art or commenting about art, but actively making it. Instead of just making opinion pieces about what I wanted Batman to be, about what games or movies I wanted to exist, why not just do it myself? Why not take my drawing, modeling, programming, and writing skills and actually construct the experiences I wish existed? This format would be called Hypotheticals, and it was actually inspired by a channel not based on an existing property like Batman. Monster Garden is a channel entirely oriented around world building and literally showing the creative process of writing and drawing a fictional world into existence. They've been constructing their own fantasy universe for a while now. It reminded me of one format that was somewhat similar that engaged me so much as a kid, Minecraft builds. Minecraft was the rare, gaming genre that actually involved a lot of artistic creativity. You didn't just play Minecraft, you would actually construct art pieces, structures, and ideas in the game. Even a lot of these survival Let's Plays would involve like grand structures and interesting concepts that required some creativity.
What's going on, Machinima Ian and Madeline back with some more top 5 creations of Minecraft Skyscrapers edition. But this week, as you can tell, is a little bit different. We do apologize. We saw this week at number 3 was Kiko with a skyscraper hotel. Awesome detail in this one and a great way to start this top 3. And coming in at number 2 this week was MCN445 with his recreation of the World Trade Centers.
In our number 1 spot this week, we have the guy from Down Under with a beautiful recreation of gorgeous buildings with great detail. However, I do apologize for not knowing the name of these or if they are real buildings. Thank you for the great work.
What? I saw some comments in the last video. People been complaining there's not enough bushes. This is for you guys. This is especially for you. Bam! In your face, 2 bushes. Basically finished off, purified the area a bit, and like I am done. I feel like furnish the house yourselves because you will do it as you want and yourself. But I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna give you a quick tour. Oh, snappy web. Why am I using this texture pack? Well, I'm gonna show you in the John Smith texture pack. Just a fly through.
Goodness me! It's a huge mansion sprawled on top of the mountainside. I can't believe it.
An absolutely vast dwelling constructed entirely of grass, dirt, and glass, I say.
Glass with plenty of room for all the guests.
Yes, indeed, and at the back here, an absolutely spiffing built-in swimming pool complete with chicken statues, you know.
Well, a swimming pool overlooked by... Yes, but what about his accident?
I remember watching Let's Builds of houses, buildings, and even cities, slowly seeing the final product appear and morph over time. I also remember the build tours of already finished places, which felt like entering a new world of mystery and intrigue, almost like a game within a game. What if I took that building concept and combined it with the artistic process of hypothetical games and movies? Of course, this isn't entirely absent from YouTube these days. There are some channels that do script rewrites, reimaginings, and world building, but I really wanted to push the idea further. So with this concept, I made a video on Batman Continues, my own hypothetical sequel to Tim Burton's Batman and Batman Returns. I absolutely love the style of Batman and Batman Returns. It was just unlike anything I had ever seen in any other film. The fact that they constructed the sets and the costumes and everything was just so creatively thought out and vibrant and ridiculous, and I thought it really sucked that Tim Burton never got to make a third movie. Even though I never fully committed to a mockumentary concept I had, basically making a fictional documentary that acted as if the third Batman film actually existed, like alternate history, I did end up writing half of this hypothetical movie and explained my creative process and the themes in the video. I had my friend Harry draw some concept art of key scenes from the script and made a whole showcase using Blender and Unity. Then I had another idea. If the LEGO Batman games were effectively over after the third game, wouldn't it be cool if TT Games rebooted the series and fully oriented the games around the Batman mythos rather than so quickly getting sidetracked by the broader DC universe? And if the first set of games was heavily inspired by Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher's Batman movies, then maybe this new game could be inspired by modern Batman movies like Matt Reeves' Batman. Maybe this game has more of a noir aesthetic, maybe it's a bit darker than the previous installments. This hypothetical game could introduce so many characters that were never introduced or sidelined, like Nightwing, Batgirl, Calendar Man, Anarchy, Azrael. So I set out to make a new series called Gotham Specters, where I could show video by video how I designed the characters, their suits, gameplay, and even backstory. I inserted subtle lore, created models, and drew out the different suits for Batman and Nightwing. I showed the process and explained the vision from an artistic perspective. And I planned to do this for every character, and then move on to planning levels themselves. The charm of this format is that I can just keep going, keep creating, keep detailing, especially for an idea as original as this one. If I explain all the levels, I could just explain the hero and villain layers. I could explain the overall story, maybe move on to outlining collectibles or side content. I can always keep going into more detail. I can make hypothetical DLC expansions or an open world. Maybe get so popular I end up creating a little demo myself. Another example is the Arkham Remake series. Always had so many gripes with Arkham Knight, which I thought was such a waste of potential. So what if I can make Arkham Knight again, rethink the entire narrative and the playable map? So I actually designed an entire map layout, even considering the placement of past games. I used Magic of Voxel, a pretty simplistic program to start creating buildings like Wayne Tower, Gotham Herald, and Grand Avenue Station. I wanted to really do the let's build idea, finishing a new area or building each episode and slowly but surely creating an amazing skyline over time. Most recently I started making this Wayne Tower inside of Unreal Engine as kind of like a sub-series, trying to put my 3D skills to the test. Again, there's so many videos, so many different pathways I could take this series. I'm even doing this with Gotham Edifice, a Gotham City and potential playable game inside of Minecraft. You can go over to Heir of Azrael's channel to kind of see what we've done so far. Even our programmer, Levi the Reclaimed, is doing devlogs on his channel showcasing like how he got an actual working grapple hook and how he's doing our detective system. Me, Harry, and Heir of Azrael have been constructing made-up lore, entire narrative arcs, and gameplay concepts as if this were an actual video game free of Minecraft. We're taking it really seriously. We're taking it beyond just replicating the Batman canon, but reinterpreting the canon into something very original and thoughtful. Honestly, the Batman we're doing in that series, or in that game, is my kind of dream Batman, what I wish they would do with Batman in real life. Now that I think about it, I mean, Batman Ace of Hearts was his own hypothetical fanfiction that really took the lore seriously and tried to make a unique take on Batman, Joker, and Arkham Asylum. It wasn't redundant of the canon. We crafted the movie as if we were hired by DC and we were going to make changes to the character. I even made a retrospective video essay about the movie, analyzing what I didn't like, regretted, and loved about it. And here's the thing, I wasn't even going to stop at Batman. There's a lot of games that I wish had DLC expansions or sequels. Maybe they did, but it sucked or didn't perform well enough to get one. You know, what if Halo Infinite actually got its story DLC? What if Minecraft got an astronomy and magic update? What if Sleeping Dogs actually got a sequel set in Singapore or something? But you know, what would Titanfall 3 look like? For a decade, I've been waiting for a new, genuine Fallout game that took the lore seriously, that respected the depressing and political aesthetic of old Fallout. There are so many interesting cities that could exist in Fallout with their own unique lore and cultural battles. Why not just come up with my own Fallout game? Adventure Time is my favorite show of all time because the lore is so rich, the humor so specific, and the themes so thought-provoking. The land of Ooo, and even places beyond the land of Ooo, is so large and varied. The world of Adventure Time could easily exist beyond Finn and Jake, beyond, you know, the temporary main characters. A place with this level of world building would make for an absolutely insane role-playing exploration game that respects the lore and the vibe of the show while also expanding the series into new concepts, characters, and locations. You know, why not come up with this game myself? Unfortunately, I don't know if these worlds will ever be fully realized. Gotham Specters especially is so special to me. I can see it in my head. I can see how well the aesthetic and story come together, even if the viewers don't fully understand it yet. But I don't know if you guys will be able to ever understand it. I don't know if you guys will ever be able to just feel giddy whenever you think of the possibilities of that game, because I won't be able to make the videos to show you. I really wish I could. Simply put, my ideas and concepts are not rewarded enough to merit so much work. These videos often take over 60 hours just for a few thousand views if I'm lucky. I absolutely appreciate those who have donated to me to kind of offset the pay from YouTube, and some of you guys have really, you know, given up so much money just to help me. But combined, it's just still not enough to live on. It's just so much work. So I don't think it's just me. At this point, I feel like something's wrong, and if you've been following this channel, I've been dealing with this issue for a while. My channel just doesn't grow. The only reason I have thousands of subs right now is because of a Joker video essay I did a long time ago that blew up because I won a lottery. It had really little to do with the actual content of that video. It had everything to do with I won a secret hidden lottery in the YouTube algorithm. All the little things I do, I try to make all the thumbnails like captivating and really hook people in. Of course my videos aren't perfect. Of course there's a lot of stuff I have to improve on, but still, like, other channels with the same kind of quality do better. And I'm just kind of tired of that. So this is yet again another attempt to kind of fix that. Just to put this into perspective, how much money do you think this Voxel Gotham video made at 3.9 thousand views and 364.4 watch hours? $13.69. If that video took 30 hours to make, which is generous, then I made $0.46 per hour. I made 46 cents per hour. Mind you, a few thousand views is sort of the average, but many times I don't even get past 2K views. Okay, but maybe the videos that blow up make up for the difference. Well, let's see. My Wayne Tower Voxel Gotham video made 39.6 thousand views with 2,000 watch hours. Since then it has made $143.93. This is the most amount of money I've made on a video in a long time. It's honestly an outlier. And it equates to $4.8 an hour if it took 30 hours to make. I mean, that is just depressingly low. I mean, it really excited me, all of the feedback and love I got on that video, and I was just so excited that I would get, you know, more than $10 on a video for once. But like $4.8 an hour, dude, You have to be a farm on this platform, pumping out hundreds of videos a year to make it, knowing full well it won't be worth the money until much later into the process. You have to be willing to waste hundreds of hours of your time when videos bomb for no apparent reason, with no way to ever come back after the initial release. You have to have some kind of insane willpower and faith that your work merits reward. The lack of money, the lack of relevant statistics or direction, lack of advice, the waste of time, the common disrespectful comments, the self-deprecation you have to do. It's just too much for so little. It's not that I don't think they deserve what they're getting, it's that I don't think I am getting what I deserve. And that sounds super selfish, but after you put so many hours into making videos, like the masterpiece, the Dark Knight video, that was a huge thing. That was a really big video that I spent a lot of time on. I spent a lot of time on many of these videos. Man, is this really worth it for the amount of views I'm getting? And again, I wouldn't worry, like, it's art, you know, you just do art, and it shouldn't always be this monetized thing to just want to do art. But at some point you have to realize that there has to be something there to keep you going. I'm like, dude, you know, you make the same copy paste thumbnail, you say the same things every video, you talk about the most generic things, you make the most generic points ever, constantly like use a hype train or clickbait or whatever to make something seem more important than it is, just to just make a video about it every time, and you trick people every single time, like, this is huge, and then next week this is huge, and then like, and I still believe that there's a market for YouTubers that have a lot of integrity, who don't snoop that low to make this copy and paste videos, that try to make unique videos every time, that try to make content that they actually value and like, that's artistic and its expression. That's what I thought. That's what I thought I was going for, the demographic I was going for. So I don't know how to conclude this video. To be honest, I don't even really want to conclude this video. I want an excuse to keep going. I hope you understand what makes this job harder than it is commonly said. It's not just the low chances, it's just everything about it is just against you. I really want to keep imagining that just one of these videos will blow up. I want to keep imagining that this idea could work, because I love the idea, so there must be people that also love the idea. My final kind of hope is that making a video with a thumbnail saying I quit is the clickbait I need to blow up this channel. I don't think I can survive and do YouTube at the same time. I wish it went another way. I wish I got a video to blow up and actually get me somewhere that actually would inspire me to keep going, but it just didn't happen.